Well, we're at it again, and today I'm going into chapter 37 of the book of Job, and I have a confession to make. I'm a shitty person. I grew up in a shitty shitter. My first bathroom I ever had was like a glorified outhouse. Not holes in the floor. You could see the dirt under the house. And then the toilet was kind of shitty, and the door was a piece of plywood with a hook and eye. And there was a little space heater, and no shower and no sink. It only had a clawfoot tub. And there was no sheetrock on the walls. We used 2x4s in between the studs as shelves, and the mirror was probably about that big. It was on a nail, and there was no counter. There was a wooden bench that my brother made in wood shop in junior high, and it was a shitty bathroom. It was just gross and shitty. Had a window with a shitty wooden frame, and it was just an old house with a shitty bathroom. So then I decided to grow up and learn how to renovate bathrooms and lay tile. And now I'm renovating a house. And had some shitty things happen in my life in the process. And so now I'm a shitty person. And I tend to get shitty jobs like cleaning bathrooms, and I hate it. I hate cleaning up other people's shit. I just don't like cleaning gross toilets and gross sinks. And I feel sorry for some people with the shitty conditions that they live in, and they might not be able to do anything about it. Or they might not want to. I mean, everyone's got a right to have their own shitty bathrooms. I've been in some, and I know it's never nice. It's rude to make any comments about someone's bathroom when you're visiting. And if you do make a comment about bathrooms, because you're talking about the subject of bathrooms, you don't want to compare anyone's bathroom to an outhouse, even a glorified outhouse. Because if you're not shitting in a box or a real outhouse like my uncle had on his property, and if you're not shitting in the streets, and you don't have to shit over a log out in the woods, you should be thankful you just even have a bathroom with running water. Just be thankful that you have a bathroom, a toilet, and a sink, and a shower. And that you have the ability to clean up. Yep. So, on to chapter 37. With our own shit issues that we got to deal with in life. Our own shitty social issues with social distancing. Elihu is speaking to some old men who are miserable. At this my heart pounds and leaps from its place. Listen, listen to the roar of his voice, to the rumbling that comes from his mouth. Sounds pretty peaceful here. He unleashes his lightning beneath the whole heaven and sends it to the ends of the earth. Oh, lightning storms are fun to watch. I got to watch one over the ocean once. After that comes the sound of his roar. He thunders with his majestic voice. Lightning and thunder. I thought that was Thor that did that. I thought Zeus was sending down lightning bolts and Thor was rumbling and they were having an argument or something. When his voice resounds, he holds nothing back. God's voice thunders in marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding. So does mothers. So do mothers. So do men and women and children. He says to the snow, fall on the earth, and to the rain shower, be a mighty downpour. So I guess when it rains, it pours, and it's all God's fault. So that all men he has made may know his work. He stops every man from his labor. Today's the Sabbath, so take a break. Unless you have to work today. Then you could take a break tomorrow. Or at least take a break throughout the day or something. But today's the Sabbath, technically speaking. Not Sunday. Sunday's the first day of the week. Saturday's the last day of the week, technically speaking. And it is good to take a day off or two. I know some people who work and then they take off 3 weeks on vacation, and then they'll work a week and take a 3-week vacation, and then work a week and then take a 3-week vacation, and then work. I know some people like that. And then disasters don't get fixed fast enough. The animals take cover. They remain in their dens. So you are an animal. Stay the fuck home. Hide in your den. If you have a man cave, be thankful. Just stay in your hole. If you live in a hole, stay there. Stay put. You want to live like an animal, then live like an animal. The tempest comes out from its chamber, the cold from the driving winds. I've been called a tempest. And a chamber can be a shitter. Chambers can be toilets. Tempest comes out from its chamber, can also be a bedroom, a bedchamber. The cold from its driving winds, the breath of God produces ice. I thought it was the temperatures dropping. But I guess it's the breath of God that produces ice, and the broad waters become frozen. So I guess if people quit talking to you and they treat you coldly and they're icy, is it your issue or theirs? Maybe God needs to change their heart or something. He loads the clouds with moisture. He scatters his lightning throughout them. At his direction, they swirl around over the face of the whole earth to do whatever he commands them. So that's like this virus. It's just swirling around the earth, doing whatever God commands it to do. He brings the clouds to punish men. Wow. So when clouds are out, it's a punishment. Or to water his earth and show his love. Aw, isn't that sweet? So God's a punisher and God still shows us love. Listen to this, Job. Stop and consider God's wonders. Do you know how God controls the clouds and makes his lightning flash? Well, we figured out science now. Do you know how the clouds hang poised, those wonders of him who is perfect in knowledge? I guess only God's perfect in knowledge. Or we all are perfect in our own knowledge, right? You who swelter in your clothes when the land lies hushed under the south wind, can you join him in spreading out the skies, hard as a mirror of cast bronze? That's a beautiful picture. Yes, when we die, we get to go join God, and we get to help him spread out the skies. And then everybody gets to look at themselves like we get to look at ourselves. And everybody gets to judge themselves and judge God, determine what God looks like and who God is and all that. And then we get to engage in mirror neurons. If you're nice, then be nice. Be nice to me and I'll be nice to you. Say nice things to me and about me and be nice and make things, nice and pleasant. And if I accidentally offend you, I'll apologize. And then it's up to you to accept the apology or not. And if I misbehave, I'll apologize for that too. Tell us what we should say to him. We cannot draw up our case because of our darkness. Should he be told that I want to speak? Would any man ask to be swallowed up? Some men do. Some men like to be swallowed up. They like to be swallowed. They sign up for war. They sign up for doing stupid things like jihad bombing, and they sign up for a relationship. They might like to have some of their body fluids swallowed. Anyways, no one can look at the sun, bright as it is in the skies, after the wind has swept them clean. Except Trump. Yeah, I think he looked up at the sun. Out of the north he comes in golden splendor. God comes in awesome majesty. Yeah, I have a feeling God's going to come from the north in golden splendor. That makes sense. That's like Santa Claus. Who knows? I have a feeling that the Garden of Eden is hidden behind the Aurora Borealis. Those are the flaming swords guarding the way. The Almighty is beyond our reach and exalted in power. In his justice and great righteousness, he does not oppress. No, only men do that. And women. Therefore, men revere him, for does he not have regard for all the wise in heart? I don't know, does he? That's a good question. Does God have regard for the wise in heart? Because what's wisdom? I was told wisdom is patience. I was told wisdom is keeping your bathroom clean and washing your hands and keeping children safe and living at peace with your neighbors as much as possible. I have some imperfect neighbors. They need to take some of their garbage to the dump, and I will probably offer to help them so that I don't have to look at their garbage. And humans are imperfect. We just are. It doesn't mean we're evil. It doesn't mean we're lesser than, lower than. There's some people who are not educated and they're perfectly nice people. There's some people who are highly educated and they're not nice. There's some people who are highly educated and they're not good housekeepers. There's some people who are poor and they're very good housekeepers. But we judge each other often on the condition of our homes, and the condition of our families, and in the condition of our health, and in the condition of our wealth. And we judge each other harshly sometimes. We judge each other on our looks, on our weight, on our clothes, on our words, on our past mistakes, on our belief systems. We're judges. Every single one of us is a judge. I know these things. I've watched Judge Judy. She's not that great of a judge. I know the judge I was in front of isn't that great of a judge. She used a blanket statement. She's going to stay home and wrap herself up in a blanket statement. Because not just because a judge presides over a lot of cases doesn't make him a good judge. Just because a woman has a lot of kids doesn't make her a good mom. Right? And just because a dad has a lot of kids doesn't make him a good dad or a good husband. But if you get a dad, be thankful. So be grateful for what you get. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit.